So in order to test getCustomer, in here, if I select customer service, let's have a look. So here we basically perform select customer by ID. Then this will give us the customer, or it will throw if it's not present. So this one here, it's maybe one of the most difficult ones that we haven't covered how to test with mocks, but don't worry, I'm going to show you exactly how to test it. So let me try and put this side by side. I think this time let's try to put it here. So just like that, and then just like this. So let's just try and do this. Hopefully you can see the methods side by side and how we're going to test it. So the first thing that we need to do is we need to select the customer. So here I'm gonna rename this to can, and then get, and then customer. So the first thing that we want to do is we want to have given an ID, so int ID equals to anything, could be 10, 100, it doesn't really matter. So given the ID 10, and then we're going to say Mockito dot, and then when our mock, which is the DAO, customer DAO, and here I'm going to have the static import because I prefer. So just like that, add static import, or you could just click on this bulb, add static import. Now when customer DAO dot, and then the method is select customer by ID, select customer by ID, we pass the ID, dot, then return something. So something is an optional of customer. So here, let's just create a new customer. So customer, and I'm going to say C, or let's just say customer equals to new customer. Let's just give it the ID. So ID, and then name, this will be Alex, and this will be alex@gmail.com. And I think it's age that we have to pass, and let's say that Alex is 19. Cool. So when we basically invoke select customer by ID, then we should return customer. Now, the reason why we're doing this, or actually, sorry, not even customer, but optional, and then of, and then customer. So the reason why we're doing this is because currently customer DAO is a mock, and a mock doesn't know what to do when we invoke a method on it. So here, customer DAO select customer by ID. Well, it doesn't know how to reply. So hence we have to tell it exactly what to do. So in our case, when it invokes select customer by ID, we want it to return this customer right here. So now we can say when the under test, so under test dot get customer, and then we pass 10 in here. We want to extract this to a variable. I'm going to say actual. So now we're going to compare. So the assertion is that assert that, and the assertion is from, so import static assert j, so this one assertions dot assert that, and then the actual is what we got, so actual dot is equal to, and then customer. So customer is the expected. And to be honest, this is our test. So this is basically using mocks, right? So because the mock doesn't know what to do when select customer is invoked, so here we are telling it when select customer by ID is invoked with this given ID, please return optional of customer, because this right here, the return type of this is an optional. Whether it's empty or with the customer, it's an optional. And here we are saying, give us back this customer. If I run this test, you can see that this works. So this is good. Now, if I was to change this from, so let's just say here, so get customer, and we could say ID here actually, right? So let's just say 19, for example. Now this will fail. So let's just run it. And you can see that it fails because it got something else and it returned an optional. So here it returned an optional of empty. So basically, let's just say ID here, and this is our test, right? So if I run it, you can see that this works. There we go. And what we also have to test is the fact that if the customer is not found, we have to throw this exception.